When you think about the Marvel movies, who do you think about? Who comes up into your mind?
Captain America?
Sure. Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, for
and,
sure.
Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans.
Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson, right? All these really wonderful actors and actresses that they are now kind of entrenched in our minds as these superheroes. What do you think about Jim Carrey as one of the Marvel folks? Like when they build, because they're building out all these different universes.
I just pictured a green mask.
Oh, you
What is
think
he
his
gonna
character
do?
from The Mask is going to come?
No, I don't know. That's what I pictured.
Well, the whole story was Jim Carrey is being eyed as one of the big name additions to Marvel because they're expanding in all these different ways. Movies, Disney's Marvel, right? Disney Plus. Yeah. Jim Carrey is one of the heroes. He was the Riddler way back in the day in Batman.
Oh, you're right.
I love Jim Carrey and just didn't know I had a love for Jim Carrey until I started looking at the movies that I loved. And it was all the serious movies. It was my favorite movie, Man on the Moon, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Truman Show, maybe 3 of my top 5. I think he's a very underrated actor, and I think we look at him just being, all righty then.
Right.
And going, I don't know if I like that guy. But if you look at the outside acting, I think it's pretty fantastic.
Okay, then now you're convincing me he can pull it off.
Well, I also eyeballed it and was like, do I want someone who's so over the top being a superhero? But then I had to pull myself back and go, he's really good when he's not being ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe you can find a balance because you don't know what this superhero is. Do we know what?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
They don't know if they want him. This is what it says. As a scenery-chewing villain or kind of a human presence in one of the heroes. But I think that Jim Carrey would be pretty great.
I mean, we'll watch it. We watch all the Marvel stuff at our house.
Kids have a favorite?
Black Panther's Marvel too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my son, Black Panther, and Captain America. My daughter, Iron Man. Same with me, probably.
So she likes Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
What about, I guess Black Widow doesn't have her own yet. It's coming out though,
No,
right,
but it's
Movie
coming.
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a lot of calls about Eddie. Asking about
Oh.
your how to parent a teenager.
I need that advice, so I'll take it.
If you missed it, Eddie mentioned earlier his son is now a teenager. Now, let me put on a few calls here who are nice enough to take up a few minutes at a time. Dee in Virginia, you're on the show. How are you?
Hi, Bobby. I'm great, thank you.
Thank you for calling. What would you like to tell Eddie?
I just wanted to tell Eddie that as his young man becomes a teenager, to always remember to meet him wherever he is. He's going to change. He's going to go through all kinds of, difficult times, but he's still that young man that Eddie loves and knows. He's just changing and growing. And so if Eddie can remember to meet him where he is, set boundaries, but still be flexible, you are in for some amazing years ahead if you can just keep that thought there.
All right, Dee, I appreciate that call.
Thank you, and best of luck to you and Caitlin.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
I like
Take
that.
care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Let's put on Don in Arkansas. It's Eddie Advice Minute. He's a dad now of a teenager, which is nuts. Don, what would you like to tell Eddie?
Hey, Eddie. Good morning, studio.
Morning.
The best advice is to know where he's going and the parents of where he's going. If you know them, great. If you don't, call them. Get to know them. That's the best advice. Stay on top of him and just know his friends and his friends' parents. I have two teenagers, a 16-year-old daughter but it's awesome. You're going to have great experiences. But know who he is, where he's going, and his friends.
You want to say thank you or just going to nod at me?
I mean, I like it. I'm soaking it all in. So, yes, thank you so much.
All right. Eddie's looking at me nodding like she can see him, not at me.
Man, it's a lot. Even when these people are talking, I'm thinking like, all right, these are two very different advices. And like, this is a lot to take in. But the one that comes to mind for me is put myself in their place. Whew, that's tough because, you're like, oh, I've been there. I've been a teenager. But it's so hard to have him act the way he does and think like, yeah, that was you too. And I tried to do that the other day. I'm like, I don't remember myself when I was 13. That's crazy.
What's going to be funny is when he thinks he can challenge you physically.
Oh,
That's what I can't wait for.
Good luck,
Yeah,
kid.
that's going to be awesome. And you've been eating vegetables and fish for like 6 months.
So he's going to take me
He's
out.
going to whoop you. Let's play Sandma, Hard to Forget. This is the Bobby Bone Show. Want to grab Dave in Kentucky, who's been waiting patiently. You know, Eddie was talking earlier on the show because he has a kid who's now a teenager, which is nuts to think about. But he's like, what do I do with a teenager? Dave, you're on the show. What would you like to say?
Listen, just treat him like you would any other person. You don't be his best friend. Be his father. Let him know that he can depend on you to be there when you need him. And, you know, sometimes as boys we do screwy things. Don't be on him all the time. You know, I'm raising a 14-year-old grandson, and he's probably the most dependable young man I've ever met in my life. I'm a father of 9. I raised 5 of them by myself. Kids are a blessing, and that's the way to look at them.
Eddie, do you have a struggle with differentiating friendship with your 13-year-old from fatherhood with your 13-year-old?
No, not really. I mean, I definitely remind myself. I mean, I don't have to remind myself all the time that I'm his dad. Like, I know I'm his dad, and I know that I can't be friends first. I do understand that part. But the one that Dave brings up that's pretty important is the don't be so bossy all the time, and don't be like always expecting too much out of him. That's a tough one because I always feel like there's a lesson in everything. And sometimes I just got to back off and just enjoy the time with him a little bit.
I want to mention this, and we'll talk about it today. If you listen to the show podcast, we do a whole extra part of the show only on the podcast. It's called the post show. Eddie has a parenting technique he's using with his 13-year-old.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
Controversial, some may say. I've never heard of anyone use this technique before, but he's going to reveal that on the post show today.
It's so unique. I'm willing to bet the farm that no one's ever done this with their child.
Do you believe that it worked?
Absolutely. I saw it work with my own eyes.
So Eddie has come up with something that no parent in all of the world has ever done before.
I'm sure they've maybe done it in some different way, but mine is definitely unique the way I did it.
So after the show's over, we'll load today's podcast. Search for The Bobby Bone Show wherever you listen to your podcast. It'll be right there for you. Let's go to the news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
You may ask me, when can I get the vaccine?
When can I get the vaccine?
Well, thanks for asking. It will be widely available in late spring. They're saying if you try pretty hard, you'll be able to get it by late spring. They're also saying that extremely healthy young Americans, 18 to 25-year-olds, will be able to get the vaccine early midsummer or so. Now, it's going to take a while to get everyone, but if you're pretty proactive about it,
what about pretty healthy 39-year-olds?
you'll be able to get it before that, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say for you'll probably be able to grab it late spring.
Okay.
Late spring, maybe real early summer.
That's soon.
But that's good news.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
We're rock and rolling.
Thank
We're trying
you.
to be able to go to a Chris Stapleton concert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's not forget the real motivation. We want to go see Kane Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's the news. Here's another one.
Bobby's Other Big
Story.
Fox is rebooting America's Most Wanted. Did you like that show?
I did. It's pretty good.
The show that put John Walsh front and center is being rebooted. Elizabeth Vargas will be the host, and America's Most Wanted will be coming back later on Fox. No other details have been released yet. To me, America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries were almost the same show.
Yeah.
They weren't quite there, and John Walsh wasn't as creepy as Robert Stack, who would walk out from the fog. And you know, the unsolved part of it was kind of a ghost story.
That
Yeah.
still gives me chills.
But you watch both, and then you looked out your window and assumed every single person you saw was outside your window somewhere about to break in.
I always wanted to bust the guy and be the one that gets the reward.
Yeah,
But
I
that never
didn't
happened.
want anything to do with any of them.
You just want to be away from that.
They would be like, in the northern tip of Maine, John Timmons is causing havoc and killing folks. And I was like, I just saw him in Arkansas. I know you said Maine, but I swear I just saw this guy at the gas station. But they are bringing back America's Most Wanted. And finally, the top 3 songs in country music this week. At number 3, it's Kelsey Ballerini, Hole in the Bottle.
There's a hole in the bottle, leaking all this wine. It's already empty, it ain't even summertime.
Number 2 is Kenny Chesney, Happy Does.
He's the poster child for happy is, as happy does.
And the number 1 song in country music is from Luke Combs, Better Together.
Some things just go better together, and probably always will, like a cup of coffee and a sunrise, Sunday drives and time to kill. What's the point?
I mean, the 2 biggest stars in country music right now, and obviously I have my idea, are who, Amy?
Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. Not really a close second.
Sure.
And they are, I didn't think anyone could catch Luke Combs for a bit. because he has done something that I haven't seen in all my years in country music and music, but Morgan Wallen has. Morgan Wallen's going to go from being the first of 3 acts to when pandemic opens up, selling out arenas.
Woo.
Unbelievable what those two have been able to do. And now on the same level. It's crazy. So congratulations, Luke Combs, at number 1. The number 1 song on the entire Billboard Hot 100. I got my driver's license last
She's still
week.
up there?
Still.
Oh, it's going to be for a while.
Wow. Oh, you got it.
It goes a little high.
Well, she's young.
Turn that up. I watch these TikToks of people. Caitlin put me on these TikToks with these girls. They try to sing that song as serious as she sings it because she's just so sad the whole time. And they're all sitting together trying to sing it and without cracking up. Hilarious. I did a couple TikToks last night. I have a jukebox at the house. We're filling it with, it has 100 CDs. So I'm having to order CDs for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, that's fun.
And so my TikTok name is the same, Mr. Bobby Bones. But I put my first CD in yesterday of 100, and it's John Mayer Continuum.
Oh, of course.
I've only got like 10 in ordered right now.
Out of 100.
Yeah, but I've ordered, I think, 45 or 50, but they're just slowly coming in. But I'm going to put one in there every single day. You should come to the house. Look at the jukebox is awesome. It was like we bought
Yeah, I guess I didn't really know. I mean, I've seen it a bunch, but I didn't know how it worked. So it's CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So now we can gift you CDs.
Nope, no, it's going to be full. The jukebox is going to be full of my favorite 100 albums.
Oh.
I'm letting Eddie put in a few as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still have mine, so I'm not buying any.
Yeah. What? Okay, what?
Well, okay. I guess I don't even get one slot. That's
true.
fine.
That's true. Good job.
So it's okay.
I do today have a Kenny Rogers Greatest Hits probably going in.
Yeah.
And it's not cheating to put in Greatest Hits,
Well, see,
right?
that's what I was going to ask you, because like Greatest Hits, I mean, is it going to be filled with Greatest Hits? Because why not?
Yeah, because you
No.
only have 100 slots.
Because I have like 6 John Mayer albums going in.
Okay.
Like 5 Garth Brooks records going in.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have George Strait?
Right now, no.
What?
Oh,
You
he
could put in
needs
the
it.
box set.
Straight out of the box?
Well,
Yes.
that's 100 CDs, and I'm going to...
It's only
Well,
4.
no, it's like 4.
Or 6.
Yeah.
Let's see. Luke Combs, Beer Never Broke My Heart, Bobby Bones Show. Call us if you want, 877-77-Bobby. That's the phone number. 877-77-BOBBY. Appreciate you. Thank you. Here we go. and Cabela Studio on Music Row, The Bobby Bones Show. I'm going to tell you something I did yesterday when I finished. I had the rare feeling of, hey, I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I'll give you that. Also, 2 women that were faking like cops and pulling people over.
Oh, no.
This is in Tampa. What happened to it? Yeah, that's coming up. Check out Movie Mike's movie podcast. He talks about red flags you look out for whenever you're seeing the previews of a movie that say, hey, you shouldn't go. For example, if it's based on a true story and it happened in the last couple of years, they rushed through it, didn't take enough time.
Ooh, good.
So he does check out Movie Mike's movie podcast. If you're looking for a new podcast to listen to, we're going to grab your calls. I'm going to talk about these 2 women that were pulling people over in Tampa, something I'm proud of myself for. Got a pretty good next segment on the way. There's also a woman who discovered someone living in her attic.
Oh, that's so scary.
Think about if you figured it out and you weren't eye to eye with them, but you knew what you would do.
Okay.
Just think about that.
In the moment?
Yeah. Well,
All
it's,
right.
it's obviously you're like, I think somebody's up there. What you would do.
Okay.
We'll come back with all that next. Today is January 26th. Yesterday, I got on my phone and I made reservations for Valentine's night. And I got it right at the time that I want it, 6:30 p.m. So we can go. It feels like dinner, but then it's not, so late that we're exhausted doing the radio show the next day. Because Valentine's on a Sunday night this year. So if you're planning on having Valentine's dinner somewhere, do it today because you can find a spot that's not 4 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. Unless you want to do it at home. But if you do want to go have dinner, you got to do it now. I did have to put a deposit down too because it's that hard to
that makes
get
sense.
and keep Valentine's reservations.
Yeah.
So that's all. I was pretty proud of myself for remembering that far out.
I mean, I expect nothing less from you.
I have a pretty special gift for old Caitlin.
Oh.
Yeah. I've already been on that too.
Okay.
I'm going to leave that.
What could it be? I feel like with Christmas, you hit it out of the park.
That is my love language,
Gifts.
gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to just go buy something. I like to find something that means something. Sometimes it involves spending money, but sometimes it doesn't at all. But I got a little something special.
When are you going to tell us?
Well, not till after I give it to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, other people need ideas too.
And I'll give them great ideas for next year after this year.
True.
2 Florida women impersonate police and then live stream a fake traffic stop. They put it on Facebook.
Oh, my gosh.
2 Florida women were arrested for impersonating police officers and pulling people over. They went on Facebook and live streamed all of it. Police say these women have done this before. They're looking for other victims. Here's a clip from the news. WWSB, ABC 7 in Sarasota, Florida. Here you go.
I need everyone to exit the car. This Facebook Live is now a critical part of police evidence. They tell us one of the suspects, Jamaica McDowell, is heard loud and clear.
They said derogatory and vulgar things to the driver as well as the passengers.
Anybody move, I will shoot. We're told the suspects didn't know the victims, but there are claims on social media saying that's not the case.
Based on our interviews so far, we have reason to believe that this isn't the first time these 2 women have stopped vehicles pretending to be a Sarasota police officer.
I shouldn't be laughing.
No, but it's crazy.
But when they're yelling, and it's so crazy. They had red and blue lights in the windshield and a siren.
Oh, man.
And then they play the
What are they wearing?
Play the first part of that clip back, Ray.
I need everyone to exit the car. This Facebook Live is...
It's not funny. We shouldn't be laughing. But also, you can hear her friend laughing on the side.
I need everyone to exit the car. This Facebook Live is now a critical part of police...
But just the fact that...
I mean, they're drunk, right?
They have to be.
Both women were arrested, and officers are asking if anyone has any information to call. But I would pull over. If someone turned on a red and blue light, I would just trust it and be like,
For
gotta
sure.
pull over.
Which is the scary part.
If you were in your house and you're like, something's moving up in the attic, and then you kind of walk up there and they don't see you, but you see someone in your attic that shouldn't be there. What do you do?
I run outside and call 911. For sure, I'm not staying in there because I don't know. What do they have? A weapon?
Possibly. Who knows? They're going to be scared when you confront them, or hungry. And animals, if they're scared or hungry, that's when they attack you.
Mm-hmm.
And we are animals.
Yes.
A woman is freaked out after discovering that someone has been living in her attic for weeks. Monica Green, a mom, says she noticed things were moving around in her house, like below the attic. But she just kind of moved it aside and was like, okay, I'm going crazy. That's what she said to herself. Eventually, she came home to find the AC system on, a back door open, and some half-eaten chicken nuggets. This is a sloppy attic liver. You know, you gotta be better at this if you're gonna try to sustain long term. Police responded, found that her attic hatch was ajar. The stranger has not been identified. The home camera system was disabled by this person. I'm assuming it was a man. Sounds like a total man thing to do.
Totally.
Yeah. And then she's freaked out because someone's been living in her house. But now she didn't see them, but I wonder what you would do. I think for me, first thing I would do is go get my gun. And I would say, hey, I would not be where they could see me and go, hey, and I would call 911 right when I grabbed the gun. Then I would say, you need to get out of the house right now. I have a gun. And then I'm going to escort them out of the house with the gun.
Okay.
That's good, Amy. What?
And then I'm going to go dance and shoot the ground.
Oh, nice.
Dance.
And they start dancing all the way to the
door. Yeah.
I just don't know why you wouldn't leave. Like, why do you need to stay there to be macho with your gun?
I'm not being macho.
A little bit.
So you can...
Because you could just leave and call 911. But you want to go get your gun, then call 911, then Tell them you have a gun and give them the opportunity to come down.
Then I'm going to live stream it. So I'm going to get my phone first. I'm going to push record. Hit us up, guys, if you want to talk. 877-77-BOBBY. We do have Clint Black and Lisa Black coming up tomorrow on the show.
Nice.
So together, they were on The Masked Singer together, right? Yeah, and obviously it's Clint Black, and we love Clint Black. So there you go. Let's see, I got some voicemails last night I'll play for you. Here is, and we have so many of these, Scuba Steve told me. We're just going to play one of them. Here is a voicemail from last night.
Hey, I was listening to the NFL trivia, and I don't think it's fair that Lunchbox got so much time to answer the Tiffany question. She should have beaten him. She only had 5 seconds. He had a lot longer than that.
Do you hear the passion in her voice?
Oh, yeah.
We'll fix that. They're going to rematch next week because they both got them all right. I hear you. That's my fault. But Monday will be the final round of Lunchbox versus the ladies. And the woman he's going to play against, he tied with last week. Anything you want to say?
I mean, I agree. We just need to alter the way we do it. But Lunchbox wasn't doing anything wrong.
Right.
It was allowed.
Owen from Maryland left this one.
Morning, studio. Want to let you all know I got my vaccine today. My arm's a little sore, but other than that, I feel great. I'm hoping everybody around the country is getting their family and their friends signed up for pre-registration links wherever they can get the vaccine, and I hope that you all stay happy and healthy. I wish a happy and healthy wedding for you, Bobby. Have a great January.
Appreciate that, Owen. I would love to get it. If anyone has a spare one.
Spare vaccine.
This is how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. You never know who's got extra what. And finally, here's a voicemail from last night.
Another fellow B teamer and I started a podcast, and we need your advice. So when you guys are on the radio, it sounds really smooth, but when we're making our podcast, it feels like we're sucking in all the air and blowing it out, and the entire podcast, and we have to edit that out. So my question to you is, how do I get my podcast to not sound like we're blowing air into the microphone all the time? Tell me your tricks, please, because we need help. Thank you.
Whenever you talk, lean up into it. Whenever you don't, back away. That way you don't hear this. That's what I do.
That's pretty good.
Listen, I get, anytime anybody reviews this show and they're like, let's listen to how this show has become so successful, they're always like, I don't know, it's not that good. That's usually what happens when someone has to come and evaluate our show. They're like, I don't get it. Yeah. They don't speak like broadcasters. I just hit my microphone with my hand.
You did.
I think I got in trouble recently for not speaking into my mic, which is clearly what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And then for years, I've been told not to ramble so much.
We are not good broadcasters. If someone were putting together the perfect radio show, we'd be the opposite people they would go to. However, we do come on and we sound like normal humans. We are extremely honest. We are quite vulnerable with our stories. And I feel like we're pretty interesting people. As long as you have that, who cares if you're doing the
well,
in
I
a
mean,
mic? Yeah, listen, some people are into that. Maybe they like a podcast where, you know. Thank you guys for all of your voicemails. You can always leave one. 877-77-BOBBY. Let's play Dustin Lynch, Riding Roads. Bobby Bones Show. Thank you, guys. Hey, if anybody has an extra vaccine, hit me up. I'll take it.
Did somebody just hit you up?
No, but Lunchbox calls and tries to sell his vaccine to a pharmacy as a joke.
Okay.
Do you want to hear this?
Yes.
He called a local pharmacy as Jason Gibble, the entrepreneur, and his slogan is
businessman making business deals trying to get that money.
And he created his own COVID vaccine and is trying to unload his shipment.
Okay.
So remember, he was trying to get his hand in more cookie jars this year.
Yes.
Make a little more money. And so here you go. Will she buy his homemade vaccine?
Pharmacy.
Yes, ma'am. This is Jason Gibble, businessman making business deals trying to get that money. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I've been at my house and I've been doing some experimenting in the lab, and there's this COVID going on. And I know everywhere is running low on COVID vaccines, but I made my own and I am here to sell it to you.
Oh, we actually don't buy COVID vaccines.
I'm an entrepreneur. I said my goal this year was to get my hands in more cookie jars. And so I started mixing and matching and boom, I got a vaccine.
Okay. Well, but again, sir, we don't buy vaccines that haven't been approved from.
No, you get listen.
To sell at our
No. You got to understand. Like I make
some serious legal troubles if we did that.
Listen here. I got an idea. $10 a shot, and since you're going to buy it as a pharmacist, I'll give you $2 back to put in your own pocket.
Again, I am not going to buy it. That is not.
Okay.
I've explained that to a few times now. I do have quite a lot to do around here today. We are busy because there is a global pandemic. So
okay, I'll give you $250 per shot to go back into your pocket. Kickback, like you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You know what I mean? You give me a COVID shot, I'll give you a COVID shot.
Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
The fact she stayed on that call so long.
Yeah, it was a little long.
If somebody shady calls and goes, I'm trying to sell you a COVID vaccine,
I'm out.
Click. Yeah. That's funny, though. Nice. Okay, we're coming back with calls. We're coming back with which country star went into a restaurant and paid for everybody's meal in the restaurant.
Ooh.
Okay.
Make your guesses. Do you know the story?
No, I don't know it.
Who do you think? Which country star do you think walked into a place
Just straight up walked in there?
and said, got his meal and then paid for everybody else's in the restaurant?
Luke Bryan.
Okay, Amy goes Luke Bryan. Eddie?
Nah. The GOAT did this. He took his hat off and said, this one's on me, guys.
Garth Brooks.
Yes.
Lunchbox?
Keith Urban.
Okay. Ray, who do you think?
Yeah, I already know.
Ooh, honesty. Gets a point
Honest
for
Ray.
honesty. All right, we'll tell you who that is next. Okay, so a country star went into a restaurant, had a meal, paid for everybody else in the restaurant. Your guesses were?
Luke Bryan.
Garth Brooks.
Keith Urban.
Okay. Workers at IHOP in Mount Pleasant told ABC News 4 on Sunday that blank had paid for people's meals at the restaurant and tipped the servers. They added, the people at the restaurant say that this person comes in like 3 or 4 times a year. The person went in, paid for each person, left a generous tip. Some of the people didn't even recognize this singer at first because of the mask, but stated that some of them thanked him personally for his kind deed.
There he is.
Dang, Keith.
I'll tell you guys what. If you get it right, I'll give you $10.
Oh,
but I'm
no one got it right.
I'm gonna give you a chance to change it if you want.
Oh.
I started to think none of us picked a female, but you just confirmed it is a male.
No, the person who was talking in the interview, one of them was a guy.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's a guy.
No. I'm telling you that what I promise you with my heart.
Promise?
Yes. That I gave no indication, male or female.
Oh, really?
And didn't slip up. It wasn't like the wiffle ball gate of a few days ago.
Right.
I'll tell you what. You can each have 2 guesses. I don't care who it is. You can reverse them if you want.
Hey, what Waffle House was? Where was it?
He said.
You said it.
He said Mount Pleasant, but I don't know where that is.
I thought you said IHOP.
Oh, IHOP at Mount Pleasant.
You guys talk yourself into whatever situation you want to
Where
get
is
into.
Mount Pleasant?
I don't know where that is.
I have no idea.
It's basically me going, all right, IHOP on First Street. Well, where's First Street? What town is that? Google it. That's every town.
IHOP
I can
on
Google Mount Pleasant?
No, don't Google anything.
Mount
All right.
Pleasant.
Who are your 2? And you can have the same picks. Who are your picks? $10 to the winner.
Shoot. Okay. I'm going to go with, I'm going to stick with Luke Bryan because why not? And then Miranda Lambert.
Okay. Lunchbox is praying right now with his hands above his head.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think of who would do that. I don't see a woman letting go of her money like that.
Oh, jeez.
What does that mean?
Stop.
Well, I'm just saying.
Guess somebody.
Well, I got Keith Urban, obviously, because he's super awesome. And I could see Blake, but Blake is in L.A. They don't have IHOP in L.A.
They do have IHOP in L.A.
Oh. But that's not Mount
But I
Pleasant.
don't think it's Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they have
California.
IHOP in L.A. Go ahead.
Give me Brothers Osborne.
Okay. Eddie?
Interesting. Okay, so I'm sticking with Garth, obviously, because I think it's really Garth. But for some reason, when you were telling the story, I thought of Kane Brown. I don't know why it would be Kane Brown. Don't see Kane Brown doing this. Don't see Kane Brown.
I do see Kane Brown doing this.
Do you?
Kane Brown's extremely generous.
Are you kidding?
I'm just saying what I was thinking,
go
guys.
ahead.
And I don't even know if Kane Brown lives in Mount Pleasant or it goes to Mount Pleasant, but I'm going to go Garth or Kane Brown.
Okay. Well, Amy, you're wrong on both of yours.
Oh, boo. Okay.
Eddie, you're wrong on both of yours.
Oh, boy. Look at that, guys. Yeah, buddy.
Who'd you say? Keith
Keith Urban?
And
Was
Brothers
it Keith
Osborne.
Urban?
No.
I didn't want to pick which one, so.
Lunchbox, Brothers Osborne is wrong.
Yeah, okay. Look. Let's go, Keith. Don't let me down. Yeah.
If he didn't, that lets you down.
Is it Mount Pleasant?
I don't know where
Australia?
Mount Pleasant is, Amy. I don't know anything about Mount
Mount
Pleasant.
Pleasant, Australia.
It's here. It's here. Mount Pleasant's near where we live.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Keith lives out in the country, right?
No, he doesn't. But
He don't live in Mount Pleasant?
it is Darius Rucker.
Oh! That was my third guess.
Okay.
I just
Pound for pound, one of my favorite people in all of music, period. One of my records going into my jukebox, because it has 100 spots of CDs, is for sure Hootie and the Blowfish,
yeah.
Cracked Rear View. Darius has been my favorite since I was 17, my first ever radio interview. Love him now. Could call him right now and be like, hey, man, can you come over and bring me some chicken and dumplings? He'd go to the store, get me some, bring it to me.
So cool story about Darius is when we were playing, what was that, the Gorge? It was Watershed Festival. And Darius was playing, and after his set, he was headlining, he comes out to the side of the stage and gets, hey, all the road crew, local road crew, come over here. And all these guys came out of like the darkness and huddled around. He said, I couldn't have done this show without you guys. Thank you very much. Shook all their hands personally. And I was in the mix, and he goes, what are you doing here? Get out of here. But it was so cool to see him thank every single person there that put the show on.
He's definitely one of those guys that is as nice or nicer than even the nicest stories about him.
Yeah.
Darius is the greatest. And that is an example of a story that he didn't even want out there.
Dang.
But they went on the news and told it. How you feel about that?
I love it.
You think if we did that, it would make the news?
No, because
Try
we're
it.
not famous. Nobody cares. If Darius did it and didn't think anyone would know, but his thing was people recognized him because he was famous.
Oh.
If you did that, they would be like, Doug Funny's lookalike came in.
Because that'd be cool if the news story got out and we got credit for something like that.
How about it'd be cool if you could just go do it?
Just
Try
go do
it, Lunch.
Yeah.
I bet you, Darius. Hey, Darius, if you're listening right now, call us 877 or just whatever. Just get to us somehow.
Yeah.
But I bet you that he had no idea that it would become a news story. But because people recognized him, somebody tipped off. Maybe the people at the restaurant were like, "Hey, I want to get on the news," so they called and told him.
If you were to do this, Bones, would you look at the amount of people in the place first and kind of see what they're eating?
Yeah, you would
see
check
if there's
locations.
a lot of food on the
Absolutely.
See what kind of stack they had of pancakes. That guy's got an 11 stacker. I don't know if I'm
out.
going to do that. Yeah, I don't know about that, but that's quite generous. That is quite generous. I did see this morning. Let me give a big shout out in the best, most loving way to these folks in Alabama who were hit by the tornado. Did you guys see the tornado last night?
Mm-hmm.
My husband was tracking it.
Was he?
Yeah. I was just, yeah, it's scary to think about because it was this time last year-ish, almost in like a couple months that we were dealing with it here. And I thought, is it already this season again? But tell us more.
Fultondale, Alabama was hit by the tornado pretty bad. The twister tore through the town north of Birmingham, left buildings leveled, trees ripped from the ground, several people in critical condition. The death of a teen trapped in a basement has also been reported. The victim was with the family, and they were all in critical condition, except a family member who escaped injury. But, again, our prayers and wishes and, to all of you guys down there that are going through this, because we've had it happen here. I grew up around tornadoes. Arkansas, we had a decent amount of tornadoes. Not like Kansas, not like that spot in the country, but still. I saw it on the news this morning when I woke up. So, and we stormed at my house last night.
It was really bad.
Oh, yeah, bad thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like a storm, and now I was like, man, I love storms. And then I feel guilty because I got the storm and somebody got the tornado part of that front. 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number. You could drop that, Ray. All right, cool. Tomorrow on the show, Clint Black and Lisa Black will be on. Apparently for Friday, Kenny Chesney's going to be on.
Woo.
Right? No?
It'll be next week.
Oh.
I found out yesterday, too. It was a bummer for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind. Hey, so everybody, don't listen Friday to this.
Okay.
We'll have something else.
So it's next Friday?
We can talk to him anytime next week.
Okay. Kenny Chesney next week on the show. Well, I thought it was Friday. I have no reason to come here for Friday's show now. All right. Thank you, guys.